In the small village of Ravenwood, there was a graveyard that everyone feared. The villagers whispered about an ancient curse placed upon it by a vengeful witch named Elara. It was said that anyone who dared to enter the graveyard after midnight would never return. One moonless night, a curious young man named Thomas decided to test the legend. He had always been skeptical of the supernatural and wanted to prove the stories wrong. Armed with a flashlight and a camera, Thomas made his way to the old graveyard. The iron gates creaked as he pushed them open, and a cold breeze sent shivers down his spine. The gravestones, weathered by time, stood like silent sentinels under the dark sky. As Thomas walked deeper into the graveyard, he felt an eerie presence around him. He found the oldest grave, the one said to belong to Elara herself. The tombstone was covered in strange symbols, and the air around it seemed thicker, colder. Thomas took out his camera and began to take pictures, determined to document his adventure. Suddenly, he heard a soft whisper. It was a woman's voice, chanting in a language he didn't understand. The ground beneath him began to tremble, and Thomas felt an invisible force pulling him towards the grave. He tried to resist, but his feet moved on their own. As he reached the tombstone, the whispers grew louder, turning into a cacophony of voices. The symbols on the stone started to glow, and a dark figure emerged from the ground. It was Elara, her eyes burning with hatred. "You dare to disturb my rest?" she hissed. Thomas couldn't move, couldn't speak. The witch raised her hand, and a gust of wind blew out his flashlight, plunging him into darkness. The last thing he saw was her malevolent grin before everything went black. The next morning, the villagers found the graveyard gates wide open, but there was no sign of Thomas. His camera lay on the ground, its memory card empty. From that day on, no one ever dared to enter the